RAIDAH. I'm going to give an intro for our book review. The title is Speak, and the writer is Laurie Halss. The genre of book is English novel, which is young adult fiction. The number of pages is 151 pages, and the publisher is Gyrex on October 22, 1999. We choose this novel because there is an element of imagery, symbolism, and conflict. The novel tells the story of Melinda Sorino, who must overcome her depression and the silence after being raped at a summer party. The novel also based on the writer's personal experience being raped as a teenager and the trauma that she faced. Now I'm going to the setting of Speak. The setting is a location and time frame in which action of narrative take place. Setting is important because it establishes the mood, reveal characters and conflict, and the clues for the storytelling. Speak is a set in Syracuse, New York. The location is more significant because of the weather, which Melinda Sorino is very tuned in. Much of Speak happened in Meriwether High School, a school with the funds that are being cut back. Since funds are being cut back in some classes like art, they have a limited supply. Other than that, the closet, there are places of contemplation and safety but also isolation. The empty closet at the school provide Melinda with a place to reflect her artwork and her life, take naps and vent her emotion and hide from mean people at school. Third place is Melinda's house. Melinda's house has many rooms. One of the bedroom is Melinda. Her room is very girly because his mom painted in that way. Next in Lady of Mercy Hospital. One day, Melinda is skipping school and falls asleep on the bus and end up in Lady of Mercy Hospital. After touring and tasting a food, Melinda sneaks a hospital gown and falls asleep on the bed of hospital in adult surgery wing. Last but not least, the Rogers Farm. It's the site of the end of the summer party when Andy Evans raped Melinda. In this novel, Speak, there is a main character and their characteristic. So, our protagonist in this novel is Melinda Sorino. She is a sophomore in Meriwether High School. She is depressed and barely speaks at all. She is intelligent, observant, and funny, but her trauma leads her to suffer this quality around others. She has regained both her voice and her autonomy, and finally able to move forward with her life. Andy is primary antagonist in Speak. He is good-looking, charming, and popular. He tortures Melinda psychologically every time he is near her. Near the end of the school year, he begins dating with Rachel. At the end of the novel, he tried to rape Melinda a second time. Next is Heather, a transfer student from Ohio. Heather is a Melinda's first friend in 9th grade. She is shallow and cool. She used Melinda when she needs her talent so as to become more popular among a colleague known as Mark. Fourth character is Mr. Freeman. He is Melinda's art teacher. Unlike other adults, Mr. Freeman treats Melinda with kindness. He tells his students to use art to express their emotion. He helped Melinda to find her voice by forcing her to focus on single subject. Other than that, David Petrakis, who became Melinda's partner in biology lab. Genius, also principal and moral person. David acts in friendly way towards Melinda and may even show romantic interest in her. He tells her that she needs to speak out of what she believes in. Lastly, Rachel. She and Melinda used to be best friends. Rachel now hates Melinda, believing that Melinda called the police on a summer party. She begins dating with Andy Evans. She does not believe Melinda's story at first. Rachel eventually breaks up with. At the end of the novel, Rachel has reached out to Melinda, but it's unclear whether the two of them become friends again. That's only from me. Next, I give to my pair Hanim Husna for the plots and conclusion.
Hi, my name is Hanim and I will cover about the plot analysis and the moral value from the story. For the conflict, the key point pointed at the school, where the school is not safe for girls. In this part, we can see that most of the students are mad at Melinda and assume that Melinda dies at the summer party. Starting from calling the police moment, she thought not to talk to others as she being assaulted physically and verbally at school. Next is where the complication. The key point pointed at a bad guy named Andy. We strongly believe that Andy was the one who raped Melinda. From that moment, Andy is starting to move to the Melinda ex-best friend, which is Rachel. This situation made Melinda more stressed and she knew that she must do something although it is complicated to her. Next, we move to the climax, where the key point is about Melinda previously warning her ex-best friend Rachel about the rapist. At the end, Melinda with a full brave heart dared to speak to her ex-bestie, which is Rachel. At first, Rachel doesn't take the warning from Melinda, but strongly anonymous warning from the Melinda probably make Rachel to ward off Andy at the prom. Suspense. Will Melinda win or Andy win? Andy knew the location of the Melinda hiding place and decided to trap her there. As he is really mad at Melinda for her past action, he seemed to make a revenge and spear or kill her there. Out of the blue, luckily Melinda passed to escape and she holds something that really shot like a knife to the Andy's neck. Denouement. At last and finally, Andy lost and maybe was in the hand of the police now. Melinda feels guilty while she is so blessed that everything seemed to be much better and clear. Over the time, she reconnected back with some of her old friends and finally Melinda seemed able to move on from the past and able to speak again. For us, first of it, this book is not suitable to be read for the kids. From this book, many aspects we can take to be adapted in the life. Besides, this book related to our daily life where sometimes we'll feel fear, sad, and loneliness. So, it's good especially for the victim to be read and anyone related for their healing process as this book encourages us to find back our voice to speak. As for me and my partner, we definitely would recommend this book to my friend and all the audience, especially the teenagers and oldest, as a reference for them to be motivated in handling their problem situation. Besides, it will be a good helper for the post-traumatized victim to read, as it will help to comfort them. To add, this would also help the victim to be open and put a trust on the people they believe to talk. From this book, it teaches us to be not easily fooled by the man. As a girl, we need to be brave to speak up and defending ourselves like Melinda did. By speak, the truth will be revealed. Other than that, we should not take the advantages of our friend. For instance, Melinda been silent because she is unable to talk, but her friends take a chance on her by asking her to help her and offer a gift as a return. Last but not least, no matter what, do not abandon your friend, even in a harsh time. Give them place where they can express what they feel and make them feel comfortable. Before ending, we would like to express our special gratitude to Dr. Farhan for lending his ear in our book review session. Truly, really enjoyed this book review session and hope to meet back in the next session. All the good come from Allah and all the bad come from us. Thank you and bye-bye.